Hi there, and welcome back to Mass Effect Legendary Edition. This is the second episode of the series in which I play as Commander Shepard, who, even though he's a soldier, is not allowed to use any weapons. I find myself planetside on Medcos, which is located within the Argus Rho cluster in the Hydra system, and I'm investigating a lead that I picked up while I was on the Citadel last time. So it's basically this quest right here. Investigate the system because there is a distress call, and as I neared the planet, it turns out that it was a medical ship that was looking for assistance. I landed on the planet and traveled to the site of the disaster, and this is what awaits me here. So it looks, it definitely doesn't look like a medical ship of any kind, and also that suspicious looks like some kind of a anti-vehicle mine. So there's probably going to be combat, and let's go ahead and spend some skill points to prepare the squad. So we have Garrus with this silly looking mask. Let's go ahead and buff his decryption all the way to Master Sabotage, pick up Advanced Overload, and oh, he can't have Master Overload just yet, but pretty soon. And the rest of the points go into Damping. And Tali, I spent a few of her points back on the Citadel while I was pursuing a few non-combat assignments. I needed to hack a difficult computer, which is why she has Master Sabotage. However, it is now time to give her AI hacking, very useful ability when fighting the main baddies of Mass Effect, the Geth, because this way she can actually turn one of the Geth troops on our side for a limited period of time. Also give her Master Overload and then Damping. I only had one skill point left. As far as Shepard is concerned, well, this is good enough for now. I mean, he has a bunch of points that I could be spending on a number of things, but it's really not going to matter in a Maeko combat type situation. So, of course, I'm not allowed to use the Maeko's weaponry, which is why I'm even including a planet-side exploration into the series. Otherwise, I just skip it. Maeko combat, when you can use the weapons, is definitely not challenging, not even on Insanity.
Yeah, it's a trap.
Yep, the Geth have set up a trap. That indeed was a mine, but I guess I wasn't close enough to the vehicle to take damage. Okay. So we do have a couple of armatures, some rockets being fired. We have rocket drones coming over the ridge. Basically, all the good stuff. And on top of that, the planet has a level 2 hazard. It's way too hot here, so the longer I stay out of the vehicle, the more damage I'm going to be taking. Let's go ahead and take away these guys' ability to shoot, well, at least that guy's ability, and then, yeah, hit that one with AI hacking. Unfortunately, I cannot run over the drones. However, this rocket trooper I definitely can, so he goes down for the count. Okay, we have another armature, and a couple more rocket troopers. One of them is right there, so he's down, and another level. So, another couple of points for Garrus and Tali. So Garrus is inching closer to advanced damping. As far as Tali is concerned, I'm going to put 1 point here. I definitely want Master AI hacking as soon as possible. But that's probably still another 3 or 4 levels away. And another Geth rocket trooper, who mysteriously took no damage, even though I drove right over him. That's fine. Up outside, hit them with another sabotage. That will basically keep them from firing for a little bit. And yeah, take away some shields. There we go. Now, if they fly low enough, I might be able to actually melee them. Oh, there we go. Nice. What about this one? Yeah, that one too. And yeah, I have to get back before that bar below the level 2 hazard fills up all the way, because that's when I start taking damage. Now, we have 2 armatures and the rocket trooper that is very impervious to being run over by the Maeko somehow. Oh, there we go. Now he goes down. Now, for the armatures, I can run them over, knock them down for a period of time. They take a little bit of physics damage. Ideally, I'd want to push them out of bounds, but in this particular map, it's not really possible. There's no way that I can push them that would result in them being instantly killed. Most maps are like this. Sometimes you are able to, but it's definitely the exception, not the rule. You just gotta dodge their projectiles and do a little bit of damage every time you ram them with the Maeko. So when you're not allowed to use the weapons, this is basically what you're reduced to. Um, the nice thing is that when you hit them with the vehicle, you bypass their shields, which is fortunate because they have a ton of shielding, and you do health damage. It's basically the same as meleeing them. Now, speaking of, let's go ahead and hit this with sabotage. And what else? Well, just basically everything. Stole everything. And then made it a little bit. Who's using a shotgun? Tali. I seem to recall telling you to use the sniper rifle. I definitely don't want to be overstaying my welcome, because at this level, on Insanity, with my crappy armor, I am definitely in one-shot territory. Single blast from these guys will kill me. Which, you know, makes sense. I mean, they're basically the tank units, so to speak, for the Geth.
I'm on my way.
So hit them with another sabotage. It's a good idea to try and stagger them. Well, one of the projectiles just grazed me. I don't think I can hack them just yet. Yeah, that didn't do anything. This is the reason why I definitely want master AI hacking on Tali as soon as possible, because at that point you can take control of these guys as well. But for the moment, I'm limited to the crappier troops that, upon reflection, I probably should have left one or two of the rocket troopers for the explicit purpose of hacking them, turning them over to my side, and then using them against the armatures. That probably would have been way more effective. I seem to recall that missiles also bypass... oh, that guy goes down, finally. Missiles also bypass shielding, though that might have changed. A few things did change between the original Mass Effect 1 and the Legendary Edition. This guy's down, so let's go ahead, another sabotage. Mess up his shields. Of course, that increases the damage that he does. I think I already spoke about that last episode. Overload not only destroys the enemy's shielding. In this particular case, my overload is too weak to take out the armature shields in one go, but eventually might be able to, or get close at least. However, it increases the damage they take from all sources, so that's very nice. And with that, the Geth ambush has been defeated. So nothing really for me to do here. I mean, there is a bunch of things you can explore on the planet surface, but for this playthrough, I am going to be doing, first of all, that's all that stuff off screen, and second of all, I'm not even sure whether I'm going to bother with it, because it's just a bunch of time, and if there is no combat, I mean, you get experience, you get items that you can sell, or, you know, upgrades or whatnot, but I might leave that all for the end of the playthrough, when I have a better idea what level Commander Shepard is going to be. Obviously, I want him to be as high level as possible to import into Mass Effect 2, and I have no idea when I'm not allowed to use the weapons of the Maeko, how many of the enemies I'm even going to be able to kill. I mean, you can see that even at a low level, and keep in mind that the enemy scale with my level, even at low level, it is very painful to deal with just basic Geth units. And as Commander Shepard gains more and more levels, the Geth units are going to become basically harder and harder to kill with more hit points and so forth. So at some point I might just say I'm not even going to bother with it, and who knows, if Commander Shepard is sufficiently low level, I might have to come back to the maps and do the basically the exploration stuff, just for the sake of getting a few experience points here and there.
I will destroy you!
And here we are aboard what looked like an abandoned ship, but it turns out that there is still one person alive here, Julia. She is a biotic, and her partner Jacob was injured in some kind of an unspecified incident, and unfortunately his brain was deprived of oxygen. The crew contemplated shutting off his life support, didn't want to tell Julia because her implants were flaring up as a result of the stress of the situation, and they basically tried to sedate her and shut off the life support of her partner that way, but she didn't take the pills, and it looks like she probably she probably killed the entire crew. And Jacob is in the next room. So now that I have gone through and listened to all the recordings to figure out what's going on, she is finally ready to reveal herself, and she attacks me directly. So let's have Caden use throw on her, dodge that carnage that she just fired into the cockpit there. And Rex, go ahead and hit her with warp, please. Okay, and with that, just lift her, and while she's in the air, she is way more manageable. Now, she gets up fairly quickly, so let's drop her again with Neural Shock, and she's down. So fairly easy mission, quick. Not a lot of loot, not a lot of experience, but one of the ones that I always try to do early on in a playthrough. And yeah, with that, there's pretty much nothing to do, but well, shut off the life support. I wouldn't want to leave this guy here by himself forever, and then head back to the Normandy. And next up, I am planetside within the Amazon system of the Voyager cluster. Now, there was a complicated ploy to get Shepard and his crewmates here to investigate basically a espionage probe that was transmitting a signal. The Alliance didn't want anybody to find it, so we were sent here to retrieve it. Turned out to be a trap. The probe had been, I guess, placed within a mine, and somebody detonated some explosives to trap us into the mine, but we managed to escape. Of course we did. And then these guys, the pirates that are responsible for the whole ordeal, well, they've stolen my Maeko, and now we just emerged from the mine and making a beeline for the Maeko, so that a sniper's trying to get a beat on me. Instead, he shot the Maeko, the bastard. And now it's just a matter of dealing with these guys. So one of them goes down, a couple of snipers. These guys definitely do a lot of damage. I mean, look at the shield of the Maeko collapsing under those assassinations that they're throwing out. And for whatever reason, ramming them doesn't seem to do damage always. Sometimes it does, but sometimes it doesn't. So I'm going to try and hide it just below the ridge here to give the Maeko shields a chance to regenerate a little bit. And if any of them want to come over and fight that is fine. There we go. Yeah, hit this guy. Took a little bit of damage, but I mean, I'm running him over with a tank, and he's just shrugging it off basically. Okay, I have a couple of Krogan. Gotta be careful with those. Okay, these two go down, but not for the count. The Krogan is still up. Okay, Carnage. I think the snipers are down at least. That's something. I think the Turian is the leader, and then never mind. There's a lot of them up. I think this is actually one of the snipers. Yeah, Maeko combat when not using the weapon is very unreliable. I mean, sometimes you hit the guys and immediately get the experience, and sometimes you can just drive over them and it feels like you're not even doing any damage. I have no idea why that is, but I guess the physics damage is just not all that reliable. Imagine that it's not a huge surprise, considering the fact that sometimes throw will do like half their health bar in a single hit, and sometimes, even though it tosses them across the room, it doesn't seem to do much of anything. Let me see if I can get out and maybe do a little bit of damage. Yeah, Mercenary Sniper. Look, how many times did I run this guy over and he barely has taken any damage? Like, what is that all about? I mean, Throw just did more damage than the Maeko did. That's, okay, here we go. So Warp on him, in combination with Neural Shock, that should be enough to keep him down. Yeah, finally. Get the experience for that. This guy is just switching weapons in the midst of being run over by the Maeko. And I seem unwilling to come and fight me over here, which works for me, because it's an easy way to regenerate the shields. So long as you can be outside of combat for about 10 seconds, taking direct fire. That's all the Maeko shields need. Oh, guess I'm going to take this guy for a little ride with me. I mean, he's the leader. I expect him to be tough. That's fine. And he's barely taken any damage. Wow, way to go, buddy. One of my own teammates just shot me. That's suboptimal. Yeah, wow, he is really tough. So, yeah, throw a warp up there and then just leave. What about now? Is he more susceptible to physics damage now? No, he popped immunity. Great. Oh boy. Yeah, the program of course regenerates health. So even though this one seems to be pretty badly injured. Oh, he just popped immunity. That's wonderful. So throw on her. They definitely get into a situation where, yeah, she's popping immunity. Into a situation where you can do damage to these guys. However, can't really keep them down because they have so much regeneration and abilities like immunity and whatnot. That just, I mean, look at this. I'm driving over this guy, and he seems to not be the worse for wear at all. That is just ridiculous. Oh, okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Finally, one of the Krogans is down. And this is the boss man. My goodness. I definitely knew that fighting in the Maeko is going to be a chore when not allowed to use the weapons, but I didn't realize how buggy the physics are. I mean, I'm running this guy over with the tires, specifically with the tires. I'm not hitting him with the bumper of the vehicle. I'm hitting him, like, I'm rolling the tires over him. And it doesn't really seem to be doing much. I mean, this is a tank. What the heck? Yeah, come on, buddy. Oh, there we go. Finally. So I guess I should just park on top of them and then just roll the vehicle back and forth gently until I extinguish the life spark. Yeah, in her case, I'm not even sure that technique is producing any noticeable results. Oh, there we go. So just gotta be patient. Okay, there we go. Fair enough. See, I was thinking more, I just rev the engine and drive as fast as I could into one of these guys, launch them over the nearby mountain, and then that'll be that. But I guess not. Easy does. Yeah, you have to take it easy and not rush it. Vehicular manslaughter takes careful planning, I guess. Oh, nice attempt there, buddy. Nice try. Ah. My abilities are so weak I can barely lift them in the air. And drop them with neural shock. Wow, finally. Yeah. If you can use the weapons, this thing is done in about, I don't know, 10-15 seconds. But without the guns, it's a much lengthier ordeal. And after dealing with the pirates, I have made my way to the Artemis Tau cluster, more specifically the Sparta system. And I was sent here by Admiral Kahoku to locate his missing Marines. Now, this appears to be their vehicle right there, and you can see their bodies strewn all about. And I'm guessing they were investigating that transmitter right there when something attacked them. Of course, I say something, but when you see a flat terrain like this with small, I guess, hills within it, that's Threshamore territory. That's how you get introduced to these guys. Yeah, Threshamores are fairly tough, even when using the weapons of the Maeko. I wouldn't say that they're exactly a huge challenge because they're not very maneuverable and their projectile travels slowly, but they have a ton of hit points. So I have basically zero chance of beating this thing without using the guns of the Maeko, because it has just a ton of health, and you cannot melee this thing. You cannot run it over with the Maeko. You can get within melee range of it and basically one-shots the Maeko. So throwing my weak warp at it is just going to take absolute ages. If it can even be defeated that way, I'm not sure that it can. It might have some small amount of health regen or something that prevents that strategy from working. But as I said, its health bar is ginormous. It's just not worth it. And then it summons these things periodically. So I'm not even going to bother. My goal is to, not to beat the Threshamore here, but to investigate what happened to the Marines. So for that purpose, I need to interact with one of them, and I guess pick up an insignia or something to bring back to Admiral Kahoku, and that will be enough for the mission. So I need to get the Threshamore away from them. So after it fires a couple of projectiles, it should move, and then rush in and grab what I need. And as you can see, where the spit hits me, it bypasses the shields directly and does health damage. And my poor Maeko is taking a beating already. I'm not even doing anything. Okay, buddy, you gonna move from there or just, no? I'm just gonna stand there now. That's great. All right. Yeah, let's watch some projectiles. I can barely even see them because of the smoke. Seriously, not going to move. Did you bug out or something? Is that what happened? Oh boy. Well, so this is unexpected. I definitely didn't think that that was going to happen. It seems that he is stuck now in the initial position that he spawns. Because when I came in, he fired a couple of times, then he moved. But now he refuses to move, and my vehicle's taken a bunch of damage. I could repair it, of course, but I don't think I mentioned it last time. I'm going to try and do this without repairing the Maeko, without, you know, things like grenades, Medigel, that kind of thing as well. I think I said something about the Medigel, but not about the repairs. So I don't want to repair the Maeko. I just want this guy to actually not be bugged beyond all reason. Okay, dodge 1, dodge 2, and dodge 3. Come on, buddy, move. Dodge 4, 5, 6. Okay. Okay, I think he's moving now. Okay, hop out. Yeah, Alliance, exactly. That's why we're here. Let's just get out of here. Poor Mako's taken an utter stomping. Yes, those were in fact Admiral Hoku's men. And we almost joined them because of the stupid Threshamore getting stuck there. But we got what we needed to, and I'm not going to be fighting this thing. So with that done, I'm heading to Noveria. And here we are, about to get into a fight on Noveria. Now, I have two reasons for coming to Noveria this early on, even though I have no intention of actually completing the entirety of the main mission that resides here. The first reason is because there is some awesome armor that you can purchase, guaranteed, from the merchant at the spaceport. He has a fixed inventory, so the armor is always there, and it comes in all three varieties: light, medium, and heavy, depending on what kind of Commander Shepard you happen to be playing. And the second reason is because there is an opportunity to earn a bunch of Renegade points, which would help with subsequent speech checks, and a number of experience points for basically very little risk. So, saying that, let's go ahead and look at the armor. Now, so far I've been using the armor that I actually started with, the Onyx 1, and it's fairly crappy. It's medium armor. And I just purchased this one right here. Commander Shepard is a soldier, so as such he can wear heavy armor, even though I haven't really spec'd him in such a way just yet, but I do have the points available. And this is the armor, the Titan 4. As you can see, the damage protection is a lot higher, shields, I mean, just better armor overall. To be able to get this for, I think it's about 25,000 for the heavy version. That's the most expensive one. I think the light one might be around 18,000. This early on in the game is a real boon. As I'm about to go into combat, let's go ahead and spec. I brought Qui'in and Rex for this mission. Now, for Qui'in, he has 10 points. Well, I would like Advanced Neural Shock, but honestly, spending more points in medicine just reduce the recharge time of First Aid, which I'm not going to be using at all. Advanced Sabotage, Advanced Overload. Let's go ahead and lean into his biotics. That's ultimately the reason why I'm bringing Qui'in. It's not so much for the decryption and the electronics. Rex is here for basically the same reason. So Master Warp, very powerful. And then grab, well, let's see. I could make his throw even a little more powerful, and then perhaps in another level I'll be able to get a Master Throw. And the rest, well, I could just give him Stasis. I generally don't like using Stasis. Basically, it takes one of the enemies out of the fight briefly, but you cannot do damage to them for the duration. However, it is useful as crowd control early on in the game. And then the remaining 2 points, might as well give him Advanced Barrier. I'm really close to that anyway. I think that's about it. Assault rifle, shotguns, I'm going to be using any of that. Combat armor, less worried about it because I'm not going to be using Rex much beyond this point. Once I get Liara, she's going to take his place in the squad. And then, yeah, that was it for cadence points. Now, I have a number of points that I can spend. I basically haven't really spent anything since the Citadel because I haven't had to. So, combat armor, I need to spend, let's see, another 4 points to be able to wear the heavy armor, and really close to advanced shield boost, but I generally dislike that ability. I do have a speech check coming up, and that requires Intimidate 8, so far I have Intimidate 7. Now you're probably seeing some points here that you don't remember me spending. That's because I didn't. Charm and Intimidate both got 1 point placed automatically when I became, well, Commander Shepard became a Spectre. And then because my Renegade gauge is above 25%, that means that I've gotten another 2 points in Intimidate. So I spent 3 points on Eden Prime, then got 1 for becoming a Spectre, 1 for hitting 10% of the Renegade gauge, another point for hitting 20 or 25% of the Renegade gauge. I'm not sure which one of the two it is. And then I put another point here to be able to pass some speech checks on the Citadel, and now yet 1 more point. And then Charm, 1 point for being a Spectre, and then the second point for hitting 10% of the Paragon gauge. When I hit 20 or 25%, whatever it is, I'll get another point in Charm. And then the final point in Charm and Intimidate that you can get for free happens when you fill up 75% of the respective gauge. Now, and of course, I put 1 point in Soldier. I started with this 1 point in Assault Rifles and the 1 point in Combat Armor. The Soldier starts with those. So with that out of the way, might as well spend 4 points on Unity, because I'm going to need it sooner rather than later, probably. And then the remaining 9 points, what can I do with them? Well, there's, a lot of things I could do. Fitness, Master Barrier. Let's go ahead and grab Master Barrier. It is a very powerful ability, so there's no reason not to have it. And then, yeah, Advanced Adrenaline Burst is also very tempting. As it is, Adrenaline Burst has a massive cooldown. I think it's like 120 seconds. Yeah, Advanced Adrenaline Burst will knock that down to 90, and then Master Adrenaline Burst will further reduce it to 45 seconds. So very powerful abilities. Let's go have a chat with these guys, and after that, yeah, I should put on my my new armor. And let's see, as far as all I have is first aid interfaces. Well, might as well throw that in there. Have a chat with these guys.
Freeze! Hanshan security.
What'll you do if
You're the
I
Spectre,
don't?
right?
Ananias is paying you to shake this
You're
place
bluffing.
You're right. They're actually going to let me eat you.
Rex's line here is just priceless.
He ain't paid. How about this?
So basically the story here is that these guys are corrupt, and they are here to shake down the owner of Synthetic Insight. Well, not the owner, the manager. He has some evidence on his computer of Ananias, who is the administrator for the whole spaceport, of his wrongdoings. And Ananias is paying the corrupt security force to come and retrieve the evidence, while basically the entire staff of Synthetic Insights has been forced to stay outside of their own offices. And we're here to put that right. So, throw this guy and hit him with warp. Wow, that just straight up killed him. That's fine. And this guy just probably used some kind of a tech mine, but it doesn't matter because throw for him as well. And once he's down, he's probably not getting up. Yeah, tech mine just went off. Not sure what that did. It was probably, might have been a sabotage. And shield seems to be doing fine. Oh, hello. Yeah. This guy is definitely not a soldier. You can always tell the soldiers because when you hit them with melee, they basically go, "Oh, I'm sorry, was that a mosquito bite or something?" But everybody else, you hit them with melee to the face, and they drop to the ground. So this guy was probably some kind of a sniper. I think she's a sniper. And she's just trying to switch. Look at that, one hit, and I guess I hit her straight in the face. Okay, a little bit of looting to do. Right. And I'll do that off screen, go over into that office right there, grab the evidence, then come back. There's a bit more of a fight waiting. And here we go. This lady right here, she's basically the second in command of the entire security force, as near as I can tell. So I guess she's running this racket, and she showed up after presumably the team that she had sent here dropped out of contact. So she's come with reinforcements.
Supposed to be in here, Shepard.
Do you plan on making me?
Ananias.
You're breaking the law for bribe money. You know what we do to dirty cops on my world?
I'm guessing you guys probably eat them, right?
If you want to fight.
You talk the talk. Let's see if you can walk after I break your legs.
Yeah, so I'm definitely not going to be fighting them in the wide open space because, well, first of all, there's 3 of them. Second of all, yeah, one just fired Carnage in here. Yeah, plus they get reinforcements from downstairs. Rex, he's getting covered. Rex gets dropped by, I'm not even sure what that was. It's probably some kind of a throw or, actually no, I can lift her up. Or not. You know what? Yeah, let's just drop it to the floor again. I think that lift worked out there. And yeah, she's tough. She's tough for sure. While she has biotics, I'm guessing she's a vanguard. However, she vastly overestimated her ability to deal with Cayden, Rex, and myself 3 against 1. And so has this guy, but I'm gonna let him run in here. Yeah, with his crappy assault rifle. I mean, what are you gonna do, friend? Seriously. Yeah, and once he's down, he's just not getting back up. You guys are terrible with these sniper rifles. I love it. That's the reason why you're using them. And now with these two, these are definitely the 2 most aggressive ones. We can do a little bit of pushing of our own. So a couple of snipers left there. Gotta be careful with those because assassination definitely hurts even though I do have new armor. Then again, one of the snipers seems to have switched to a pistol. That's a mistake. And then that guy's not even a sniper. He's a soldier because I hit him and he didn't even flinch. Where is he? What? Did that throw just phase him out of existence completely? Or maybe he got tossed off of the 2nd floor. Ah, well.
I will destroy you!
Well, she's a sniper for sure, so I'll just drop her. Oh my goodness, I love this ability. I love Neural Shock. It just zaps them and they fall to the floor. Yeah, this guy is a sniper as well, so go for him. Yeah, toss him into that wall. Okay, he is trying to get up and lift him. Wow. Yeah, poor bastard. Let's use a single deck ability. He'll probably die from the fall damage. Yeah, there he goes. And that's it. I mean, very, very easy fight.
Down.
Yes, thank you, Cade. And now after a little bit of looting, I'm going to be turning in a bunch of quests. No more combat on Noveria for the time being, at least. I mean, there's plenty of more combat, but I'm not going to be doing those sections just yet. And after that, I'm going to be heading for Therum to find Liara. And here we go. Cayden, Tali, and myself are groundside on Therum, where we are supposed to find Dr. Liara Tusoni, and she doesn't know it yet, but she's going to be joining my squad because, of course, she is a good person and wants to see Saren defeated. However, looking upon the runtime of the video so far and considering how long it takes to maul the Geth with the Maeko without using the weapons, I think I'm going to call it an episode right here. And if you enjoy this one, consider tuning in for the next when I'm actually going to do the bulk of this mission. Thank you very much for watching and bye for now.